Welcome back to the second part of What If the Z Fighters Train Together. It's been a while since I covered this, about 3 or so months, but I am back at it. Last time we covered how Goku brought Tien and Yamcha to train with him at Kami's, after the whole King Piccolo Saga. Basically, I removed the threat of Piccolo Jr. by making Tien, Goku, and Yamcha much stronger, but I gave Goku the title of World Champion. In the last part, I left the poll on whether or not Raditz would join the team, and it seems like the overwhelming majority of you wants to keep Raditz alive. So with that, let's get started. 5 years after the World Tournament, the Z Fighters have gained about a 1.3 times increase in power. Everybody's power with weight stands at Goku 811, Tien 600, Yamcha 562, Krillin 288, and Chiaotzu 204. Gohan has also been born, and they would have known about him, unlike in the original timeline, where they were shocked that Goku had a kid. Now they know. The Z Fighters have been training during the 5 years of peace, so from some light to mid training at Roshi's, they've gained about a 1.3 times increase. Today, however, they've been doing some training just a few miles away from Goku's house. Bulma's inside helping Chi-Chi and tutoring Gohan somewhat, but today happens to be the day that Raditz arrives on Earth. While Raditz would pick up Piccolo's power level, it would also pick up the power levels of the Z Fighters and instead go to them first because, yeah, Piccolo has a really somewhat high power level, but there are guys with much stronger power levels in that direction. Piccolo, however, can sense a huge power level moving across the planet. Flying not too far behind, he decides to go and investigate and he's making sure he doesn't get caught, so he's just far behind Raditz. As Goku and Co are walking back to his house after a long morning of training, Krillin gives Goku the last senzu bean they had with them. But as they sense Raditz's power level, it's a little too late as Raditz flies down, lands in front of them. Goku asks why is he here, what he wants. Raditz then proceeds to give Goku his speech about the Saiyan race and Goku's original mission, yada yada yada. However, this time Raditz doesn't have Gohan to use him as leverage, so instead he threatens to blow up the Earth in 24 hours if Goku doesn't join him. Raditz takes off to his pod. Goku is left wondering about his heritage. After a few minutes talking about what they're gonna do, they decide to fight him and make him leave the planet. However, Krillin brings up the fact that him and Chiaotzu have already died and won't be able to be brought back. Yamcha says to come watch after all three of them should be able to take him on. Goku calls on the Nimbus while the others get into that little helicopter thing and head off to face with him, Piccolo trailing behind them. Meanwhile, Raditz is checking in with Vegeta and Nappa, telling them about the Earth. Vegeta doesn't really care. Raditz walks out of his pod hoping that Kakarot will join him, and maybe someday they'll be able to show Frieza and Vegeta what low-class warriors can do. After all, he'd think Kakarot would be much weaker because all the people on this planet are so weak. This gives Raditz some small hope that they'll be able to avenge what happened to the Saiyans and show the elite what's what. As Raditz sets his foot down outside of his pod, his scouter beeps and picks up several high power levels, moving in. As Goku and Co land, Raditz shows a small glimmer of hope. Raditz is thinking, oh, Kakarot's gonna join, and he's brought all these people so they can join. He could also lead them together, they can defeat Vegeta at least. No longer will he have to listen to what the prince says. Raditz says that he is happy to see Kakarot make the right choice and join his side. Goku replies saying that he is not here to join him and telling him to get off the planet before they have to hurt him. As the trio gets into a fighting stance, Raditz knows exactly what this means and he gets ready to fight as well. The fight begins with Raditz hitting Yamcha and Tien from the back similarly to the original timeline, and then kneeing Goku in the stomach. As Yamcha manages to punch Raditz away, Tien gets Goku up as Yamcha is punched back in the face, Goku, a little winded, tells Tien and Yamcha to do it, quote unquote. They both perform the multiform, which splits their power levels into two. This means Tien's clones have a power level of 325, while Yamcha's have a power level of 300. This may seem a little, but for people with high power levels coming at him from multiple directions. But even Raditz, with holding his own and punching each clone away, and them getting up one after another, Raditz manages to not only put each clone back together, but cripple Tien and Yamcha. He did forget one little thing. His little brother, in fact, who during this entire time has been charging up a massive Kamehameha. Goku fires the blast. Raditz manages to stop it, as he is pushing it back as well. This is where everybody else jumps in. Krillin and Chiaotzu jump in with combining their power into the Kamehameha with a Kamehameha and a Dodon Ray alongside Goku. Raditz is still barely able to hold it off and push it back. Tien and Yamcha use a small amount of their energy to blast Raditz in the back. This causes him to slip up and get blasted by the combined blast. After the dust settles, Goku nearly collapses from all the power he had used. Goku eats the last senzu bean they had that was given to him earlier. He also receives a Zenkai from this. His power level is now around 1100 as Krillin and Chiaotzu help up Yamcha and Tien to get up. As they begin to walk away, Raditz walks out of the crater they created with a blast. This shocks them, and Chiaotzu uses his telekinesis to stop the weakened Raditz, and Goku manages to get a hold of his tail. Raditz is also rendered helpless. However, he appeals to his brother to let him go. He promises he'll leave the planet. Krillin says, "Why should we believe you? You threatened to blow up the Earth." Raditz then spills the bean about Vegeta and Appa coming to Earth in a year, and they are far stronger than him. If they team up and train together, maybe, just maybe, they can defeat them. Goku lets go of Raditz because he slightly believes him, and plus, it's someone new to train with. Goku helps Krillin load everybody into the helicopter jet thingy. Raditz is set next to Goku as Raditz tries not to die. They head towards Korn's tower to get some senzu beans to Yamcha, Tien, and Raditz. Upon arriving, Tien and Yamcha are given some beans while Goku is about to give Raditz his bean. But Tien stops Goku, saying that, "Think about it." Goku says that he has thought about it, and if what he said about the two Saiyans coming in a year, then they'll need all the help they can get. As Raditz is given the senzu bean, Tien gets into a ready stance. Raditz stands there looking at them with a power level of 2000, knowing that he is not wanted. Before any more fights break out, Goku steps in the middle and reminds them at what's at stake. As they are about to head up to Kabi's lookout, they spot Piccolo, who they warn about the two Saiyans coming, and Goku asks Piccolo to come train with them. However, Piccolo says he'd rather die than train with them, then leaves. They head up to Kabi's lookout and begin to train intensely for the next year. Later that night, Tien and Yamcha go to Kami. They ask him if there's a way to get stronger than the two Saiyans. They both already trained under Kami, to which Kami replies that there may be a way, but he needs a little bit of more time. 1 week later, Kami comes up to the two, telling them that they're gonna go to the other world. They will be going to train under King Kai. He had to do a lot of paperwork because King Yama made him do it. King Yama isn't about to do all that paperwork, so he has Kami do it. They best not ruin this opportunity. And so, he takes them to Otherworld. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Raditz turns on his scouter. He calls Vegeta and Nappa to tell them about the Dragon Balls, that way they can come to Earth and we still get the Saiyan Saga somewhat play out. On Stake Way, it takes Tien and Yamcha roughly 3 months to run across, as it took Goku roughly 5 months, but these two are much stronger than that Goku. When they arrive, they still have to go through King Kai's trials, try to make him laugh, catch Gregory, or hit Gregory, and catch Bubbles. Over the span of the year, Goku and Raditz have somewhat gotten closer and thus gotten a higher power boost. Goku would have gotten to know about the Saiyan race and his parents from what Raditz can remember. After the year has passed, the Saiyans land on Earth, and the Z-Fighters are nowhere to be seen. So Nappa and Vegeta head towards the closest power level, which so happens to be Piccolo. Vegeta, upon landing, sees the lone Namekian warrior and asks him to bring the Dragon Balls to him. And when I say ask, it's more like he demands it. Piccolo refuses and calls the prince trash, of all things. Vegeta laughs this off and tells Nappa to kill him, which Nappa happily obliges to fight this Namekian. Since this Piccolo has fought with a Goku that is much stronger than the original timeline, he would train a lot more, and I think due to this, his power level would be around 3,700, not too much stronger. This means that the fight between Nappa and Piccolo would play out similar in strength to the Yamcha and the Cybermen fight, with Piccolo of course being the Cybermen in this situation. Midway through their fight, Piccolo is starting to lose badly. However, this is when Team Goku finally shows up. Vegeta and Nappa see the group and notice that Raditz is with them, but why? Piccolo starts to go off on them for the fact that they took too long, and Goku says that they stopped to get some senzu beans. It just took him a while to get here. Nappa asks what is Raditz doing with these weaklings, and Raditz tells Nappa that he was using them to get stronger. Nappa calls them low-class weaklings that can't take on a mid-class like himself. Raditz laughs as he walks towards them, saying that they should check their scouters and look at their power levels. Vegeta does this, and their power levels read as so: Chiaotzu 1,900, Krillin 2,496, Goku 11,000, and Raditz himself 16,000. With having Goku and Raditz around, the increase in power would be between 6 to 10 times, depending on when Chiaotzu and Krillin started to trust Raditz more. Nappa starts to show that he is slightly nervous, as Vegeta is mentally yelling, asking how did Raditz get so strong in such a short amount of time. Vegeta breaks his scouter and tells Nappa and Raditz, if he is on their side, to kill these weaklings. Raditz says that he wants his little brother. Nappa can take care of the rest. And this is where I'm going to leave it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this What If Part 2. Because originally I was going to keep Raditz around. Kind of like in the Goten What If, where I kept Nappa around. But I realized that if I kept Raditz around in this What If, he would most likely take over being like the secondary main character, and then I'd just end up going off to what if Raditz turned good or something. So yeah, so I had joined temporarily. He joined temporarily, he was only using his little brother and his friends to get stronger. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this What If. I already have the dirt part somewhat scripted, so look forward to that in the near future. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.